اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Now we talked about Tawheed, we talked about Adl, we talked about Nabuwwat, Imamat, and today once again we'll talk about Imamat a little bit more. And today it's the 15th of this sacred month of Ramadan, and it is the birthday of Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salatu wassalam. And Imam Mujtaba is our second Imam, son of Amirul Mu'mineen Imam Ali alayhi salam, and brother of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and also the son of Hazrat Fatima salamullahi alayha. Now, I'll talk about a few things. You know most of them. We'll put them together nicely so that you have them in your mind all the time. Ziyarat means to pay a visit. You go and visit someone, it's called a ziyarat. Now, if we go and pay a visit to someone who is living, that is ziyarat. And if he has passed away, that is also a ziyarat. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as long as he was alive, people they used to go and visit him. So that is called ziyarat. And after his passing away, people they still visit him. Now they visit him in Medina, in the sacred shrine. That is also called ziyarat. We believe that a person, when he dies, he continues to live. That life Allah has given to him is eternal. So here in this world, he died and he has come to a new world, and from there to another new world, and that will be the day of judgment and in the heaven, inshallah. So we are living here, and after we die from this world, we go to another place. It's called Barzakh. We stay there for some time, and after that we end up in the heaven. So the soul that we have, it lives forever. So keep that in mind. Also, ziyarat means to pay a visit. To pay a visit to the Prophet, to pay a visit to the Imam alayhi salam, to pay a visit to Mecca. All this is called ziyarat. And ziyarat also, we've got all these different ziyarat. Now I'll teach you a very easy one. I'll send you the text as well on your groups. Read it, memorize it, and every day try to repeat it once. I'll see how it. I'll recite it once, listen to it, and see it doesn't even take too much time. I'm also looking at the clock and to see how much time it takes. Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Assalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu ala al-Hasani wal-Husayn wa Ali ibn al-Husayn wa Muhammad ibn Ali wa Ja'far ibn Muhammad wa Musa ibn Ja'far wa Ali ibn Musa wa Muhammad ibn Ali wa Ali ibn Muhammad wal Hasan ibn Ali wal Khalaf al-Hadi al-Mahdi. This took about 35 seconds for you to recite. So if you memorize these small ziyarat and recite them every day, so before you go to school, you come back from school, or even after your prayers, you've offered your prayers, recite these small ziyarat. That way you get connected to the Imams, you get connected to the Prophet, to Hazrat Fatima salamullahi alayha. Now the beauty that we have is that we are the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and somehow we have to be connected with them all the time. So if at this young age we start this connection with the Imams, with the Ma'asumeen, at an older age it becomes part of your program. Whatever you do, you always remember them. So you get stuck, you just say Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, and that salam gets to the Prophet. He gets the salam, he replies back to you as well. Although we don't listen, we don't hear, but a time would come that you would also hear to the response of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah. Every day of the week it is designated to one of the Imams or some of the Imams. Saturday, it's the day of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sunday is the day of Amirul Mu'mineen Imam Ali and Hazrat Fatima salamullahi alayhima. Monday is the day of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhim salam. Tuesday is the day of all of the Imams that are buried in Baqi in Medina. It's the day of Imam Zainul Abidin and then Imam Baqir and Imam As-Sadiq. Now we've got the Imams that are buried in Qazimain and then Imam Musa ibn Ja'far, and Wednesday is the day of Imam Riza alayhi salam, and then Imam Kazim, and then Imam Jawad and Imam Taqi. And Thursday is the day of Imam Askari alayhi salam, and Friday is the day of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. So every day of the week we have a day of a ziyarat for every one of these Imams. Now the little ziyarat that I will send, you just memorize that and recite that daily, and especially you can also do the small ziyarat that we have for each day of the week. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he comes to Rasulullah and asks him, one who visits you, what is the reward? The Prophet in reply says that if someone comes and visits me whilst I am alive, or even he comes and visits me at my grave in Medina after I have passed away, says it's like visiting or someone who visits your father Ali or your brother Hussein. So whoever comes and visits the Prophet or Imam Ali or Imam Hassan or Imam Hussein himself, Rasulullah, he says that I will come and visit them on the day of judgment, on the day of Qiyamah. On the day of judgment, everyone will be in a lot of need. They would need a lot of help because it's the horror of the day. It's such that you need help. And the best of help that can be given to us there is by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here he says that you visit me in this world, I will visit you in the hereafter. And also he visits here in this world as well. So that is the beauty that we have to visit the Prophet. Now in this pandemic and lockdown, we are not allowed to come out, we are not allowed to travel, we are not allowed to go anywhere. So what do? Does it mean that even the ziyarat, the doors of the ma'asumeen, the Imams also have been locked down, have been closed? No. That door never closes. In your mind, in your heart, you can be here in Vancouver, at the same time you will be in Karbala. You can assume, you can think that you are in the sacred shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You can think in your mind that you are in the sacred shrine of Amirul Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam. So when you have that desire to being with them, wherever they are, you are with them wherever they are. Even in these battles when people, they used to participate and fight, and one of the warriors, he was soldiers with Amirul Mu'mineen, he says that, Ya Ali, we came here, we fought and we won, and all this beauty we got. My brother, he also had the desire to come, but he could not come. He tried his best, but he could not join. Imam says, if his heart was with us, he is with us. So we have to train ourselves to connect our hearts with the Imams alayhim salam, with the Prophet alayhi salam. Now today being the birthday of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, so we learn something that we can get connected to the Imams whenever we want, wherever we be. We can get connected. If I was to travel to Karbala, it would take 2 days for me from here to get there. It's going to be only one place. But in my mind, I can be in Karbala, I can be in Qazimain, I can be in Medina, I can be in Mecca, wherever I want, I can be. Now, so ziyarat means to visit the Prophet, so whilst from near or from far away. So ziyarat of the Imams also, they are like that. The Prophet says that I will save him from the horrors of the Day of Judgment, someone who visits me, someone who respects me and my household. Household of the Prophet are Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, and the sons of Imam Hussein alayhi salam until Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. So all of them, the entire package, When you love them, you be with them, you support them, you help them, and you get the benefits as well. Now, we'll talk a little bit about Imam Mujtaba very briefly. Imam Mujtaba, we said that they have Imams, they all have miracles. That when they want to prove the claim of their Imamat, they have a miracle they show to people. Now, these miracles also, it was mentioned the other day also, they are not allowed to use it for their own personal affairs. That is not allowed. Miracles only to prove the claim, only to prove the claim as an Imam. Now, Imam Mujtaba alayhi salam was traveling, and they come to a place, and there was a dried palm tree. Now, there were other people also who were not among those who liked the Imam. They opposed the Imam, they fought the Imam at times. So here, when Imam sat under the dried palm tree, the well-wishers of the Imam, they spread a sheet on the ground. Imam sat on the ground. Now, on the other side, the other party who were against the Imam, they looked at the tree and they said, "We wish that tree was green, we wished it had dates, we would have enjoyed those dates from that tree." Now, the reporter here, his name is Hussein bin Abdul Wahhab. He says, from the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam, I had some rocks, some stones, and I brought those stones with me, and whenever I saw the Imam, just to prove that his claim is true and he is the true Imam, what I used to do is that I used to give these rocks to the Imam, and I used to ask him to press his ring on that stone. Now, on a stone, when you press a ring, it's hard and you can't press on it. But if you have something soft like a Play-Doh, like clay, like soft mud and dirt, if you press the ring in that dirt, you see an impression. One of the miracles that Allah had given to the Imams is that when they wanted the rocks, they became soft for them. Even on hard rocks, when they placed their foot, it would become soft, and the impression of their foot would be seen in the rock. One of the examples is in Masjid al-Haram. When you go to Masjid al-Haram, when you perform the tawaf, you'll come to Maqam Ibrahim. Maqam Ibrahim was a big rock on which Prophet Ibrahim, he stood and he built the Kaaba. So it so happened that it became soft for him, and the impression of his feet was seen in it. And on many other places, we do have the impressions of the feet of the Imams alayhimus salam, where the rock or the stone, it became soft for them. So here this reporter, he says that I had some rocks with me, I used to take and present them before the Prophet, before Amir al-Mu'mineen, just to see and check out if they are true in their claim, and ask them to press their ring on that rock. So here they did that. Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, he pressed his ring on the rock, and it was soft, and the impression of the ring also, stone, was seen on the rock. So there I believe that he is the Imam. And then he says that I wish this tree, it was green and it had fruit. Imam says, he prays, raises his hand, and he prays, and the tree, the dried tree, it turned into a fresh palm tree, and it had so many dates, very delicious, very tasty. Now, some of those who were sitting in the opposite side, they started chanting, saying that he is a magician, that's magic. Imam Mujtaba alayhi salam says that is not magic. That is the acceptance of the dua of the sons of the Prophet. So although they are the grandsons of the Prophet, but even the Prophet, he identified them as the sons of the Prophet, and they also used to say that we are the sons of the Prophet. So du'as, they were granted. Now, one of the other things you must have seen, or maybe some of you have traveled to Karbala, people, they walk from Najaf to Karbala, and it's 100 kilometers, 70 kilometers they walk, and it takes 3-4 days for them to get to Karbala. So why do they walk? It's because of that love they have. It is because of that respect they have to the Imam alayhi salam. Likewise, when Imam Hassan, Amir al-Mu'mineen, and also Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the other Imams as well, when they wanted to travel, when they wanted to go to for Hajj and Umrah, they used to walk. That is a mark of respect that they are traveling to Mecca which is the house of Allah, so there a person has to walk, and with all respect. Imam Mujtaba also was walking, and it was a long journey. His feet, they got wounded, they got swelled. So the companions of the Imam who were with him, they said that, Imam, why don't you mount this horse, and your feet, they are tired now, they will be at ease. Imam says, no, we're going to stop in the next place here, and there's someone here, he has some ointment, some oils, and that oil, when I apply to my feet, I will be cured. They come to the place and they see there's no one there, it's deserted. Imam says, wait, someone will come. And someone came there. And he sent his men to go and get some oil from him. He comes and he says that, who do you want the oil for? They say, it is for Hassan ibn Ali. Imam Mujtaba, he wants that oil. He says, I will come with you. And he brings his slave with the oil and comes to the Imam, greets him and says, let me apply this oil to you, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, O son of the Prophet. Imam allows him, and then he says that I have a wish. When I was coming here, my wife, she was in labor. She was giving birth. And I want to have a son. And I want that son to be among the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. If you can pray that I be blessed with a son, and that son also be among the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt. Imam prays for him, and he applies that oil onto the feet of the Imam. Imam's feet, they are cured instantly with that oil, and he goes back to his house and he sees that the wife, she has delivered the baby, and it's a son. He rushes back to the Imam to thank him, to say that she has delivered and it is a son, and I want you to pray that he is among those who love the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Imam prays for him and says that your son, he will be among the followers and among those who are loved and among the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. So Imam, his prayers and what he said was granted. A miracle was seen first. The dried tree, it turns into a fresh date palm and it bears fruit. And again, that person, he is blessed with a child, and whatever he wanted is also granted to him. We talked about Imamat yesterday, and we said Imam has to be the best of the people, and he has to be the most well-mannered person of his time. And here with Imam Mujtaba alayhi salam also, it's the same. Imam was extremely well-mannered, very handsome, very good-looking, very beautiful, very well-dressed, very clean, very tidy all the time. And here on this occasion, when one of these people who was under the influence of the media of that time, that is Muawiyah, la'natullah alayh. Muawiyah was the media of that time, was the enemy of the Prophet, was the enemy of the Ahlul Bayt, was the enemy of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and also of Imam Mujtaba alayhi salam. One of these people who was under his influence, he comes to Medina. Medina is the hometown of Imam Mujtaba. Here he comes and he starts shouting and swearing at Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now Imam Mujtaba comes to him and says that, I see that you are new in this town. You have no one in this town. If you are new and you have no home here, you can come, my home can be your home, you can live there. If you have no funds, no money, I can provide you some money. If you owe something to someone, you need funds for that, I can provide money to that as well. Or whatever you want, I can be at your service as long as you are here in Medina. He says, who are you? Says, I am Hassan, son of Ali, alayhim salam. He says that before this, if anyone told me who is the worst person on earth, I would have said it is Hassan. Now if someone asks me who is the best person on earth, I will say definitely it is Hassan, son of Ali, alayhim salam. He becomes the best friends of the Imam, best in his service until he passed away. So this was a little bit about the beauty and the akhlaq and the character of Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wassalam. So today, 15th of Ramadan, is the birthday of Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam. وسبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على